So what progress has been made on police reform 1 year on since the murder of George Floyd? There is a bill that was passed in the House, the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act. But lawmakers have missed a key deadline, which is today, the anniversary of George Floyd's death, to pass it and to sign it into law, which supposedly President Joe Biden is willing and ready to do. So from the lawmakers, it's sort of a bipartisan group. It is a bipartisan group. They put out a statement saying the anniversary serves as a painful reminder of why we must make meaningful change. While we're still working through our differences on key issues, we continue to make progress toward a compromise and remain optimistic about the prospects of achieving that goal. So that was from Cory Booker, Tim Scott, who is a Senate Republican, Karen Bass, a House Democrat. So what's the holdup? Why haven't we done anything on the federal level? So according to several lawmakers and aides familiar with the state of the talks, progress has been slow on the most sensitive matter, whether to loosen or eliminate the doctrine of qualified immunity that shields police officers and departments from civil liability in cases of misconduct. Of course, members of both parties said this week that they expect other matters under discussion, including banning of chokeholds, the creation of a national database of suspect officers, and the imposition of new training standards to quickly fall into place if there's an accord on qualified immunity. So, Dr. Rashad Richey, what is the importance of qualified immunity? And do you think Democrats are right in holding out on this issue?
I think they should hold out on the issue. And I know people that I respect a lot, like Congressman Clyburn. He has said maybe we need to get rid of qualified immunity to get this bill to pass. I disagree with him. I disagree with all institutional Democrats who believe that we are going to make true progress by compromising on an issue like that. Let's go to the origin of qualified immunity, because you're really fighting for the soul of this nation over things like qualified immunity. The origin of qualified immunity comes from racism. State lawmakers passed the rule of qualified immunity for cops in order to give cops who were racist and bigoted and busting in the head of children who were activists in the late 50s and 60s, they wanted to give these cops personal immunity so that if the federal government if you had a claim, if the state had a claim, then you as a cop would be protected personally. Your assets are protected, your house is protected, your family is protected. So you can go out and be as racist as you choose to be, as long as your department backs you, you have no personal liability. There is no other profession that enjoys this distinction outside of being a civil servant or cop working in government. Surgeons don't have this, psychiatrists don't have this. Why? We say the reason why police officers have this amazing ability called qualified immunity is because their job is so dangerous. It's not even one of the top 10 dangerous jobs in the United States. No disrespect to those who are in policing. I'm stating a fact. The fact is, the most dangerous job in the United States, based on violence and death, is cutting trees. Cutting trees. More people die per year, per capita, from cutting trees than in policing. You know what else is more dangerous than being a police officer? Based on the number of deaths associated with the industry, driving a taxi, working at a convenience store. All of these jobs are much more dangerous based on the number of deaths per capita to the profession than being a police officer. But no one has ever made the argument, because these professions are dangerous, if one of them operates in negligence or makes a mistake, that they should somehow be immune to tort law or be immune to civil penalty. You can't touch them personally. It makes no sense. It didn't make sense when they first started the law. It doesn't make sense today.
Yeah, it's almost like it was designed for them to simply behave with impunity and do whatever they want.
That's exactly what it was, yes.
Yeah, I mean, and to me, like looking at the other pieces of this legislation, right? So it's things like banning chokeholds. Well, New York State also had a chokehold ban, and Eric Garner was still choked and died. There have been bans, and once again, like another one of the pieces is a discussion on raising the bar for no-knock warrants. It's not abolishing no-knock warrants, right?
Yeah.
Which I think it should be after the Breonna Taylor case, but it's not. It's all the rest of it is mealy-mouthed. The real, I think the crux of it is qualified immunity, which apparently Tim Scott is saying. This is Republican Senator Tim Scott, like, well, if you have qualified immunity, police officers won't answer calls anymore in distress because they will be afraid. Dr. Rashad, what's your answer to that argument?
Yeah, great. Those are the cops you don't need on the streets. We need to know which ones are too afraid to do their jobs with confidence because of their training, their insight, expertise, and relationships in the local community. If they are afraid to answer a call because they have the same level of accountability as every other professional in America, we need to know who they are, get rid of them, recruit new blood in, and this new blood knows exactly what they're getting into, right? There are two primary reasons for criminal law in the first place. And if we miss this, we've missed the whole element of why criminal law exists. Number one, to punish wrongdoers. Number two, to deter behavior. Those are your two primary reasons you have a criminal law statute or criminal law statutes. If you're telling me that you have created this whole statutory column just for police officers so that they cannot be punished under the law, under civil or criminal law, if you're telling me they can't be punished or there's a different standard for their punishment, what you are also doing is shaping their behavior, because these laws were meant to punish wrongdoers and deter bad behavior. If you don't do this for them, then you are shaping their behavior, or they are shaping their behavior, and they're defining it as they choose.
Absolutely, and I mean, honestly, at this point, I'm like, maybe police officers, not maybe, police officers should be afraid to use lethal force. Like, I think that should be a pretty big consideration before you take someone's life. And maybe the problem we have now is that they know that no matter what, they will be immune because of qualified immunity.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.